This is Rooted Cosmic Soul, sacrificing the patriarchy from our broom closet in the here and the there, offering rememberings in times of chaos, confusion, love, and belonging. Part of my ability to remain sane right now in these times of chaos and confusion, the utter ridiculousness that is the United States. I mean, ridiculousness in terms of sometimes it's just laughable and sometimes it makes me want to weep. What is happening here right now? One of the things I have to do to remain sane is that I don't follow the news very much. I'm on traditional social media. I think if YouTube is considered social media, what I like about YouTube is that, it's really easy to create a confirmation bubble. um, and even with that at the current moment, ever since I would say about mid-December, my awakening and ascension has accelerated. Like in terms of the things that are happening to me, in terms of lost time, in terms of synchronicities, um, finding my collective, making new friends, experiencing really beautiful witchy things. It's just been amazing. So I don't need to lean into the toxic masculine power over patriarchy reality like I used to. Now, I live in capitalism and anti-blackness and this world. So there's still daily functioning and figuring out life and how to survive and thrive. Yes. But that's the only way that I interact with the outer world. And I say all that to say that in that gift that the universe is giving me in terms of this accelerated process, one of the things was to really hone in and focus on the witch wound. And so I wanted to talk about that today to sort of make that as an offering to other folks who are on their own healing journey. Because I could have known about it sooner. Just in, those of us who are groping in the dark here, you can easily Google it and find stuff to start considering if that is, something that is part of your healing journey, your ascension, your awakening, your understanding of your spirituality. I also want to include in that what I realize as part of my experience, that you could technically put it under the witch wound for sure. But I also feel like, given the diasporic reality for many of us new witches, it deserves an additional highlight. And that is what I call sort of like religion's rope. And that is those of us who experienced a very similar witch wound. That it usually, when you hear witch wound, at least in my experience, it's very specifically talking about it from a European context. So the witch hunts happened in Europe, and then also translated a bit here in the colonies, in Salem in particular, in the early days of colonized North America. And so, yes, I, like most Black folks in the United States, got some white in me, right? So according to Ancestry.com, I got a fair amount of Irish in me. So clearly, I'm sure there is some traditional witch wound pain that I am healing, that I am moving through. And also another area that I think is really important, which I call religion's rope, is the way in which colonization and the expansion of Christianity and Catholicism caused a very similar wound in women and pagans, hoodoos, witches, priestesses, powerful folks in my lineage that lived in relationship with the earth, lived in relationship with a different type set of rules and a harmony and understanding of how we moved with each other and with the earth and with the beings here, that then got called the Black Witch and witchcraft and were ostracized, killed because colonizers, Jesuits, Catholics, Christians understood that in order for them to have power over Africans, they needed to cut them at the knees, which would be to position these usually women as evil demons, black witches, witchcraft, folks that needed to be removed. In my lineage, choices were made of like, do I survive and let go of my pagan ways and step into Christianity? And on one side of my family, that was what occurred. And that choice, though I do not judge it, and it was the choice that my ancestor needed to make, it is something that I am being asked to heal now through even just having a channel like this, like even, being able to call myself una bruja. There's times where it's very uncomfortable for me to say that out loud, but I say it anyway because it's uncomfortable because I'm afraid to say it. It's uncomfortable because of the indoctrination of my very Pentecostal Christian family instilled in me. It is uncomfortable because for so many generations, we had to be silent. We could not overtly talk about the ways in which we move that could be considered witchy. It had to be syncretized with saints and hidden within Catholicism and Christianity. And then there's other ways that this comes up in terms of I did have family members who refused to be colonized, who refused to let go of their indigenous ways, and then were ostracized, right, by their own family members, were sent out and left to their own devices, right? And that's hard enough today. Imagine back in a time where it really did take a community to survive, to gather food, to be safe from other tribes or folks. I share all that to say for two things. One, if you're already doing that work, I want to say thank you. I want to say if you're already on that healing journey, you've already stepped into, for you, what it means to heal the witch wound, to release religion's rope. Thank you for doing that, because that is collective work. We're doing it as individuals, but the impact energetically is collective. And it's also dangerous work to be doing right now. More so of like, is it dangerous? Is it dangerous, Deidre? Like, I don't know, but I think it could be dangerous, but I also think it's tough. That's a better word that I want to use. It's a tough choice. It's not easy every day to choose to speak one's voice. It's not easy to choose to not remain silent, to speak up, to be authentic, to be honest. Sometimes, it's more difficult to be honest with ourselves than with others. And some of this work is nobody else is around. And it's still tough because it's the choice to be honest with one's self. And the second area is to say, for folks who haven't started this, who have no idea what I'm talking about, this is also for you. Like if as I'm talking about this idea of witch wound and religion's rope, you're feeling a ping of interest, of resistance, of activation. If you are on an awakening path, if your journey is one of healing, those pings, that activation, that resistance is a message. I can't tell you what that message is, but I can offer you the idea of self-inquiry can help you decipher and discern what the next step might be. So whether you're on the journey of healing the witch wound and releasing the religion's rope, or you're thinking about it, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is Rooted Cosmic Soul, sacrificing the patriarchy from a broom closet. The energy here stays here. The energy there stays there. I'll sense you later. Return when moved to do so. Same Bruja time, same Bruja channel.